Yeah, looking rough. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Wow. Yes, I do have a mustache and a bit of a scruff going right now.
We seriously need to talk about Ned Fulmer because his latest live stream was wild. He straight up admitted that he messed up his own life big time, and the way he said it, wow, it was awkward. The stream went on for almost an hour, and the comments were brutal.
So, as yeah, really afraid to talk about it. Didn't want to be like seen differently. And when everything went down, and I, f***ed up my whole life, at part of coming out of that and going to doing the treatment that I was doing, in talking with the counselors, I really realized that there was a lot I was keeping bottled up and compartmentalized, and just having a more authentic relationship with myself and being more comfortable with myself was something that I resolved to do. So when I was planning out some of the content that I've been releasing this fall, I shot most of it this summer and in the spring. This was definitely something that I wanted to tell.
People were going in with questions, and since Ned told everyone to ask me anything, he basically opened the door for all the chaos himself. Now, I'll give Ned a little credit. He actually went live knowing people would bring up the cheating scandal and straight up tell him he looked rough. That takes some nerve.
I knew in my brain that something was going on, but I just sort of refused to believe it. And then when I saw that, just wildly guilty look on your face, you wanted to tell me something. And I didn't even let you say anything. I was like, turn this car around. You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember it happening like that. But
Watching it felt uncomfortable, like you could feel the tension through the screen. But what's wild is how he just sat there, facing the hate head on, answering questions about everything: the scandal, the backlash, the internet dragging him for months. You could tell he was trying to own up to it, even though the chat wasn't holding back. It honestly looked like he was putting everything out there, no filter, just raw and messy.
So having a big interruption where you're not posting for 3 years and then really reassessing what you want to do and how you want to move forward was something that definitely affected how I changed, because I'm just like, well, look, I am who I am. I've did what I did. I'm just moving forward the best I can, and maybe it's not so healthy for me to just try to have a tightly curated image or be so conscious about my own brand, and just try to have self-esteem of just I am who I am.
That live stream was honestly shocking. It really felt like Ned was in this mindset of, I've got nothing left to lose, so why not now? The timing was wild because it came right after he opened up about being diagnosed with MS.
I wonder if he would have always kept his MS diagnosis a secret, but he was just like, listen, I need to do something to fix my reputation. This is a weird watch though.
And people flooded the chat with questions: how long he'd known, why he hadn't shared it before, and how he was doing now. And honestly, I get it. Something like that is deeply personal.
I mean, I'm definitely still finding a new audience, and I know it'll take time, and it's not something that's, it's tough. There's a lot of the audience that I had before that really hates me, and I get it. Probably really upset them, and a lot of other people, but I can't change it, so I'm just moving forward and trying to make stuff that people like.
I don't blame him for keeping it private for so long. He even said he found out about his diagnosis back when he first started at BuzzFeed, but he didn't want anyone to treat him differently or pity him. You could tell that this was something he carried quietly for years, trying to keep things normal while dealing with something serious behind the scenes. But what really got people talking was the timing. Why speak out now? From the way he talked, it sounded like he finally hit that point where he just didn't care about hiding anymore. After everything that went down with the cheating scandal, it seemed like he was saying, yeah, I messed up my life, and now he's just laying it all out there for everyone to see. He really came across like he had nothing left to hide, so he decided to finally tell everyone about his MS. He admitted that he'd been keeping it to himself for years because he was trying so hard to be seen as this perfect guy with the perfect life. It's like he was trapped in his own image, scared that showing vulnerability would ruin how people saw him. During the live, he even addressed the comments from people saying he should have spoken up earlier, especially back when his platform was bigger. And he actually agreed. He said, yeah, he probably should have, but back then he wasn't ready to open up. He was more focused on keeping that flawless, polished image that everyone expected from him.
I'd like to hear what was going through your mind when you did what you did to your family. It's a tough question to answer. I think it starts with you being selfish and just doing something because you want to, and it continues because you are delusional and you hide how much you're actually hurting people with all a manner of rationalizations and justifications. That's how it can, what was going through my mind, and I think what goes through a lot of other people's minds that do that. I made choices that hurt a lot of people, and I've had to come to terms with that and try to move forward the best way I can. It certainly has made me less judgmental of other people. I think I'm a lot less full of myself and my own, it's just I think when you are suddenly very rich and famous, it's very easy to just sort of not think about people that much and really only think about yourself.
It's honestly heartbreaking when you think about it. He believed that if people knew what he was really going through, they'd stop liking him or see him differently. Imagine carrying something that heavy, and instead of sympathy, you fear rejection. That mindset is rough, and you could tell the pressure of perfection really got to him. It's honestly so messed up when you think about it. Having any kind of diagnosis shouldn't change how people see you as a person. It doesn't define your worth or make you any less perfect. The fact that Ned even felt that pressure just shows how much he was stuck in this mindset about appearances and what people might think. Seriously, it makes you wonder, if someone else had told him they had MS back then, would he have thought they weren't perfect either? It really makes you question how much he valued image over authenticity. But now, after the cheating scandal and all the backlash, it seems like reality hit him hard. He's realizing that trying to live behind that picture-perfect image isn't healthy at all. It's like he's finally seen how fake that mindset was and how much it messed with his own sense of self. Honestly, that polished image he built up for years totally came back to bite him. That picture-perfect version of himself was exactly why he got hit with so much hate when everything fell apart. People had gotten used to seeing him as this flawless guy, so when the truth came out and the whole act crumbled, everyone felt betrayed. Whoa, were we being played this whole time? During the live, Ned tried to talk about moving on and rebuilding. He said he's working on new content and hoping to find an audience that actually connects with who he is now. But he admitted it's rough out there because a big part of the internet still doesn't want to give him another chance. You could tell he's trying, but the comments were brutal.
People are entitled to react the way they want to. It wasn't just about cheating. It was also about a relationship with an employee. It wasn't just anyone cheating. It was someone that represented themselves as a wife guy. And it was a big story because it was a, well-known cast breaking up. And it wasn't just me and my own, it's me kind of getting ousted from, I don't know. It's that would be news, even if there wasn't any scandal attached to it. So those are some of the reasons why.
Then, out of nowhere, someone in the live just straight up asked him why he cheated. And what's wild is that he didn't dodge it. He actually acknowledged the question. I was shocked he even went there. This was probably the realest we've ever seen Ned since he came back online. Every move he's made since the scandal has felt polished and overly planned. But this live, it was raw and unfiltered. Up until now, everything from that sit-down video with his ex-wife Ariel to the carefully worded podcast response felt like he was reading straight off a script. You could practically sense the rehearsed tone in every sentence. But this time, it was different. He was just talking, no editing, no fake composure, just pure off-the-cuff honesty. It didn't seem rehearsed at all, and honestly, that's the energy he should have had from the start of his comeback. People have been saying for months that he dodged accountability, always hiding behind a camera setup or polished apology. Yet in this live, he finally dropped the act and spoke straight. Even the chat noticed. Viewers kept saying things like, "This feels like a totally different Ned," and they weren't wrong. It was messy, sure, but it finally felt real. During the live, Ned opened up about how everything he's been through completely changed the way he sees people. He said this whole situation made him way less judgmental. And honestly, that hit deep, because the way he used to judge himself so harshly, you can only imagine how he might have been judging others back then. It really shows how much pressure he used to put on perfection, not just for himself, but for everyone around him. So hearing him admit that he's finally learning to let that go and be less judgmental, that's huge. It's like he's finally breaking free from that impossible standard he built for so long. When Ned started talking about how people reacted online to his cheating scandal, he actually owned up to the full situation this time. He said it wasn't just about cheating, it was also about the fact that it happened with someone who worked at the same company. He admitted there were layers to it, and that's exactly why the backlash hit so hard. People weren't just upset about the betrayal, they were calling out the power dynamics and professionalism too.
How have I found things post return to YouTube? It's obviously tough. It's a lot to post through. But I've been working on it for a while, and I like the stuff I'm making, and enjoy putting it out there for people. I don't know. I think it's definitely like taking so much time off. I'm like, oh wow, this is a different media environment. Like, oh, there's a lot more people that watch like shorts and TikToks and reels. It's like, oh gosh, really?
And then he went there. He finally admitted that the podcast he did with Ariel looked bad. He said those clips made everything worse, and honestly, he's right. That whole interview was uncomfortable to watch from start to finish. Like, what was he thinking? Ariel literally said she hadn't forgiven him, and even opened up more about what she went through. It was raw and painful to hear. That moment didn't make anyone rush to watch more of Ned's content. It made people side with Ariel even more. You could tell he thought it would make them look like they were on good terms, maybe show some maturity or peace. But nope, it totally backfired. He said something like, "We can co-parent, and now I can move on and make content." But let's be real, that's not how things played out. At least now he's admitting that the whole situation wasn't a good look. It's wild to see him finally recognize that the way he handled things just didn't sit right with people. So yeah, that's everything Ned had to say in his recent YouTube live. To his credit, the stream wasn't just for attention. He actually went live to raise money for a good cause. But wow, he was really taking punches in that comment section, while facing all the drama head on. You could see it in his face. He's tired, but he's still trying to move forward. At this point, it feels like he just wants to create what he loves and start fresh, even if people never fully forgive him. He knows what he did, but he's clearly determined to keep pushing through the noise. So what do you think about everything Ned said in that live? Drop your thoughts down below, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's talk about it in the comments.